Maureen and Denver, his mom and dad, Carson, his daughter, and the rest of his family. It's also a tremendous honor for the Caldwell Cross Country family. This is our 6th person that we've had inducted into the Hall of Fame from a very, very tiny community in Southeast Ohio. And the Redskin Nation is very, very proud. So, if I were to tell you a little bit about Brian, Brian comes from a little town that if you drove through it and you blinked, you would miss it when you got on the other side. He comes from a very, very rich family tradition. When he was growing up in school, he had lunch every Sunday at one grandma's house and supper at the other grandma's house at the other end of town. Those values, I don't know if they even exist anymore in the world. And that is something that I truly believe made the run that we had very, very special. I tried to sit and think about the characteristics that helped make him the runner that he was. You sit and look at distance runners. They're always very dedicated, they're always very loyal, they're always very self-disciplined, they're always very hardworking. He had them all. One of the presenters today wrote down characteristics of their kids. Durable. He never got hurt until his final state track meet. Strong, extremely. Coachable. He and I ran together. How he got fast, I have no idea. Intelligent, very, very race intelligent. Competitive, extremely competitive. You want to see a massive, competitive football game, stand in the middle of State Route 821 some Sunday in Elba, Ohio, and watch his family go at it. Nobody's just allowed to win. You don't let your kids win. I mean, it's awful how they treat their little siblings and stuff. Very, very competitive. And that nature passed on. The one thing that I would tell you about him was he always wanted to win, but you would have never known it from his competitors. Don and Butch Joseph sitting back there from Shadyside, Ohio. Probably one of my favorite pictures in the world was Brian Hesson, Jason Benson, and Mike Buttenberg finishing a mile race at Shadyside. Brian crossed the line, Jason crossed the line, Mike crossed the line, and they all had this huge smile on their face and hugged each other when they were done. That was the nature that Brian brought to the table. I'm going to kick your butt, but we're going to have fun when we're done doing it. And that is something that is truly amazing. What's he doing now? He works with juvenile problem children in Marietta in a home where he does some counseling and work with those. I like to think that I teach kids life lessons. He teaches kids life lessons every day. He talked to me about them running. When he could still take them out and let them run. Times have changed. Heaven forbid it be above, if it's above 75, you shouldn't let the kids go sweat through the problems. But he talked to me about kids then, and if anybody's been a distance runner before, you've gone on a run before, and somebody better than you pushes the pace, and they run about 2 strides in front of you, and you know how awful that feels, turnover there is very, very great. So he had 4 kids. 2 guys pushed the pace the whole time they were out. He circled back around and dropped those kids off, the kids that were struggling. The next 2 miles, he pushed the pace. He pushed those kids. And when he got done, it was like, why you gotta be that way? Do you know how you feel right now? Why do you have to treat those other kids that way? You know, that is lessons that he's teaching now in another profession. And it is something that is truly amazing. Again, it is a tremendous honor for me to be able to present to you for induction into our Hall of Fame, Brian Hesson.
Thank you. You know, the entire country lately has kind of been obsessed with this whole Tim Tebow and his beliefs, but I think everybody at some point in time in their life has a Tim Tebow moment, and I think this is mine. I get a chance to be grateful and be thankful for all that I've been blessed with. You know, I've been blessed with the 2 greatest parents that anybody could ask for. I was blessed with a great team, with a great coach, and great teammates. Whenever I was young, my parents instilled in me the concepts of hard work, dedication, and determination. And those things are what gave me the ability and the belief that I could do whatever I wanted to do. And from that point on, I think I was just privileged to fall into a great program. Dugan had the groundwork laid, he had the plan in place. All we really had to do was listen to him, do what he said, and good things happened. I was surrounded by a special group of guys for 4 years at Caldwell. Guys that may never be up here, but guys that worked hard every day like I did. They didn't walk away from workouts. They didn't take days off. They fought hard. They did everything that I did. And this may be an award with my name on it, but it is by no means an individual award. Each and every one of those guys gave every bit as much as I did. Closing, I'd like to say that at the time I didn't realize what lessons I was learning, what life lessons I was learning. But now, looking back, I can't think of a better metaphor for life than a cross-country race. There are times in your life when you get married, when you're having kids, and those are the moments where you're out in front, there's a long downhill in front of you, and you can cut it loose and enjoy it. But then you turn around and there's divorce, and there's losing a job, and it's like the pack's flying by you, and there's just nothing left in the tank. But those are times when I've learned things, and I'm able to say things like, there's no quitting till you're at the end. You can get back in this on the next hill. Surge through the turn, and one of our favorite ones is I can do anything for a minute. Those types of things, those thoughts that go through a runner's head, those are the things that were instilled in me at Caldwell High School, and I will forever be grateful for those things. Thank you very much.